Hello, everybody. This is Jamila Blue, astrologer, transformation coach, bringing you an energy update for the week ahead. There is some really lovely aspects that are going to be going on in the heavens this week that I'm really, really excited to see, especially because next week things are going to get a little challenging and a little cray-cray. So this is a fantastic week to be able to really feel some of the extra pleasant nature of the energy as it might be coming to you, and it's just going to be really gentle. And so I'm really excited to bring you some details around that. I'm going to talk about the week ahead, some astro weather for each of the days. I'm going to talk a little bit about the second decan of Leo. I'm going to talk about some plants and planets and what that means during the second decan, as well as just the entire month of Leo as we have it. And that'll be it. So let's get on into it. So moving on into Wednesday, August 7th, I'm really happy to see we've got early in the morning at 9:36 a.m. There is a wonderful sextile between the Sun in Leo and Jupiter in Gemini. So with the Sun in Leo, this is going to bring about what feels authentic and passionate and creative, with expansive Jupiter in Gemini, which brings things around communications and just being able to maybe around some traveling locally or at a distance, and just being able to look at some of our ideas and belief systems that we might have with Jupiter and how to bring that down into the here and now. So how are you moving through your creative expression through communications? Now, as I'm moving through each of these aspects for each of the days this week, keep in mind that it was really important to know what house this is for you in your chart, because that's going to show you how it's going to play out in your life. And so you can look that up through some resources online if you know what house that's in for each of these aspects, or if you want to book a session with me, I'd be happy to go over that with you. You can do any of your bookings and schedulings with me on my website, jamilablue.com. I'd love to be able to meet with you. All right, so we've got some lovely aspects on Wednesday, August 7th that I just mentioned. During this time, the moon is continuing to be in Virgo. So, we've got with the moon in Virgo, it's bringing out some perfectionist qualities, and it can also bring things around the topics of health and wellness, and just how are we being of service to others. And so the moon is going to be trining Uranus and Taurus, and so there might be some really new insights or breakthroughs around some of your ideas that you have around health and fitness and just the way you take care of yourself and self-care, as well as just it's a really grounding energy as well, with both planets being in earth signs, Uranus in Taurus and the moon in Virgo. So with those earth signs love things to be very practical and tangible. So it may bring up some topics for you around how to practically bring these aspects into your life, what's working, what's not working. So with Mercury also in retrograde Virgo, which happened on Monday early morning, Mercury went station retrograde into Virgo. And so Mercury retrograde gets such a bad rap. It happens 3 times a year for 3 weeks at a time, not including its shadow periods. And so, yeah, so you may be revisiting these topics. So things that just weren't working for you before, or maybe you tried them out before and it just didn't feel like a success, coming up with other ways of being able to do some of these practical things is how this is going to play out for you. So with any retrograde, especially Mercury, because it happens so often. Mercury is the fastest planetary mover out of all of the planetary movers. So it just moves, and it's just moving so quickly, which is what really the retrograde bad rap is, because Mercury in retrograde it's moving so fast. Just don't see things as clearly because we're moving so fast, and it really can hinder our decision-making ability. So that's why it's so important to triple check any details or contracts or anything that's going to be important for you, to really triple check those details just to make sure you got the item on your calendar, looking through the contracts to make sure that there's not anything in there that shouldn't be, and really just double checking things. So with Mercury in retrograde through the end of the month, it's really bringing up a lot of these topics, and that's why it has such a bad rap, because we just have to do things over so many times, and it can also really affect our technology as well. Everything's moving triple fast, so it's just it can cause some ruckus. So outside of that, Mercury retrograde's really a great time to be productive, being able to go back through especially mundane activities, like reorganizing your stuff, or revamping things, or reanalyzing your plans, or coming back and making new plans after already doing it once because it just didn't work the way that you were hoping that it would. So it's just that reevaluating process, especially with it being in Virgo. Mercury loves Virgo, by the way, so it's not a bad place for it to be. All right, so that was Wednesday, as well as a little bit about the Mercury retrograde. So let's get into Thursday. Thursday, August 8th, the moon moves into its first phase after the new moon. So we're going to just see that little sliver of the moon in the sky. And that means things are beginning to move from this place of intention to some things beginning to get activated around those intentions. So they'll really get activated next week as we move into the first quarter moon, but you'll notice that some of the ideas are going to begin to take root, or those intentions that you had at the new moon are going to begin to, you're going to see some of those little sprouts of success showing up. And it's just a great time to be able to see the culmination of how you put your intentions into place, and to see how they might begin to come into being for you. And so it's Thursday's just a great day to begin seeing that forward moving momentum that's going to continue to pick up until we get to that first quarter moon next week. With the moon going into Libra on Thursday morning at 5:31 a.m., it's going to be a really great opportunity to check in to see, are we putting ourselves out there enough, or are we putting more energy into pleasing others? And so there can really be a time of really challenging how we relate to others, and it can cause some friction sometimes with the moon here, especially with the south node of the moon, which it will hit a little bit later. Where is that? The south node of the moon. It's going to be hitting that Thursday evening at 9:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So when the moon in Libra is coming together with the South Node. The South Node is really about releasing. And so it can be around releasing old ideas and structures and how we believe about our belief systems about, in some way, about our relationship with others and some of the things that hold true for us, or maybe it's not true after all. It can really shake up how we look at our role of me versus we. And, maybe that relationship is just no longer working and you're realizing, wow, I put in all this time, energy, and effort into this and I'm not getting anything back. And it's kind of like a energy vampire situation where you're just giving and giving and giving, and it's sucking the lifeblood out of you and you're not getting anything of value in return. So you may want to rethink about how that's impacting your life and how you can change that. And so with the North Node in Aries, it's all about how am I going to pioneer forward and take care of me and my needs and do what's important for me. So this moon coming together with the South Node on Thursday evening can really shake up our belief systems, and just cause a little bit of turmoil and some self-doubt there, and really help you evaluate what's working and what's not, especially in our relationship systems. Also, the moon is going to be trining Pluto in Aquarius. Also, that's happening on Thursday evening. And so this can just really bring into our awareness some melodramatic, deep, dark yearnings, heart desire yearnings in need of connection. And it can also be a great time. Libra loves music and art and all things that are beautiful. So it can really also, with that connection with Pluto, with it being a trine, it can bring out some self-excavation around what do we see and feel as beautiful. We might want to write a deep and meaningful poem or song, or do some art that's just captivating, just this really deep sense that you have from the depths of your soul and how it wants to emerge is very Pluto. And so Thursday evening can really help to, like I said, shake some things up, but also there's a longing there that has a desire to come up. That's going to happen through that Pluto. And that's happening at 6:31 a.m. So that's early in the morning. So that's going to be part of the theme all through the day while the moon enters Libra. So moving on to Friday, August 9th, we have the moon in Libra is going to be trining Jupiter in Gemini. And so that's going to be a lovely placement of being able to, we're just going to really be chatting it up. We're going to want to be extra communicative. We're going to be just, if you're a blogger, it'll be a great time to blog. If you are a musician, it'll be a great time to play. It's just really capturing that love and beauty and that feeling of expansiveness. Maybe from Thursday night, there's a clearing that's coming through that's just helps your heart open and soar in ways that it has not for a while. So there might also be some breakthroughs around technology that might come, which will be lovely to see as well. So that is happening Friday in the afternoon, and also in the morning Friday, I overlooked it, the moon is going to be trining Mars. So Friday is going to be an action-packed day with that Mars energy and wanting to expand that into Jupiter as well. So Friday is going to mark your calendars for Friday. It's a great day, especially if you're an air sign, to really maximize your energy, really be able to put it into being. A great day to just really get things started and moving around communication, short distance travel, neighbors. There might be some things happening with neighbors. Short trips to the beach or other places, if you will. Just things just kind of moving and shaking a little bit more. And with the moon in Libra, it's just a great day to sing and do art and dance and just really enjoy the beauty of nature and all that's around us. Our hearts might just overflow with all of the goodness, especially with that Jupiter energy coming in. So with Jupiter energy, it doesn't just happen, y'all. It doesn't happen on its own. We need to initiate. We need to get outside, make those connections, especially with Libra. So making those connections, going out, being around other people, will really be inspiring for us. And so just, if you have some emails to write, if you need to update your website or just add extra beauty or visuals in there, it can be really helpful. And it just really helps stir up some really lovely energy. So that will be, Friday is just a beautiful day to be able to tap into. So I hope that you enjoy. On Saturday evening at 6:33 p.m., the moon moves from Libra into Scorpio. So Scorpio moon brings the extra serious quality. It makes us want to be a little bit more investigative, or wants us to just kind of simmer a little bit more on whatever might be going on, be a little bit more contemplative. We may emotionally just want to distance ourselves. We might want to just go inward a little bit more. And it's just a great time to tap into the inner qualities of your life over that next couple of days while the moon is in Scorpio. At 7:26 p.m., the moon is going to be squaring off with Pluto. So this can cause some ruckus on Saturday evening. So it just might be, especially around control, power, my will versus your will. So it can be, if it's, like I said, it's all about power and control. So if someone is just really just wanting to dig in and just overpower or control or just have to have their way, check in and see how important it is for you. It might not be as important to you as it is to them, and you might just want to let it go in order to not burn bridges. So it can be, and if it is something that's important to you, it's, obviously you just want to stick to your guns with that. However, being able to come from a place of humility and a place of humbleness can go a really long way. Being true to your heart and coming from your heart space in those times where things might get a little more heated is really helpful to not, push things out of control. So just some forewarning around that. So the moon in Scorpio, it can really just be heavy. It can even, and it'll be even heavier with the Pluto aspects. However, Pluto does rule Scorpio, and so self-analysis, getting down and dirty into the depths of your psyche about work through whatever you want to work through. Beautiful time to do deep self-excavating, self-evaluating work. So there's that. So moving on into Sunday, August 11th, we've got a lovely aspect of the moon sextiling Venus in Virgo. And so, it's just going to be a nice day to be able to, really reevaluate our value systems. And, it's just a lovely aspect throughout the day to be able to tap into while visiting friends or relatives, and just really seeing what is meaningful for you, and tapping into that connection a little bit more deep. So that is the week ahead through Sunday. All right, so the second decan of Leo is Jupiter ruled, and it takes place through Monday. Monday is when the sun will move into 20 degrees of Leo. And so we've got a few days left of this decan. And so Jupiter in Tarot is the Wheel of Fortune, bringer of bounty, bringer of gifts. And the pip card is going to be the Six of Wands. So if you remember last week, we talked about that first decan and how that was the Five of Wands. And so this second decan is ruled by the Strength Lust, which is the tarot card for Leo, as well as the Wheel of Fortune, the tarot card for Jupiter, and then the Six of Wands. So Wands in Tarot is fire and creativity and initiating. And so Sun ruled Leo. The sun loves being in Leo. And so it's just really this week. And so it's just going to bring in an extra emphasis of expansiveness and connection, and just really feeling authentic in our beliefs and our power and our will, and how do we want to initiate that out into the world. So it's a beautiful week to do that during this 10-day period that would have started last week through, like I said, Monday this week. So Strength in Tarot is the card for Leo, the card for Jupiter, the Wheel of Fortune, and again, it's the Six of Wands. So, just making those connections. Sixes in Tarot is all about connections. So it's just really helps bring that energy in this week. So in regard to plants and planets, I love frankincense for the entire month of Leo. So it's my favorite oil for the sun. And frankincense is the king of all oils, which holds definitely true for Leo, the king of all signs. And so it's just a great way to be able to help bring us to a place of spiritual truth and letting go and releasing that which is not true to our highest good and our will. It just cuts away all that doesn't belong there. And then green mandarin is one of my favorite oils for Jupiter. Green mandarin brings out this expansive, playful, optimistic quality, and it just really helps expand the things that we're really wanting to work on, especially when it comes around to Leo topics, such as our authentic truth and leadership and our creativity and being our most authentic self is really the what's so important to Leos, right? So green mandarin. So in the second decan of Leo Jupiter ruled, green mandarin is, Jupiter has lots of oils that I love that work well for it, but I really love green mandarin during the season, as it just helps promote these things, these truths and expansiveness and awareness, and just brings this lovely optimism and sense of play and creativity that I really enjoy, and I think is really extra potent for this time. So if you want to diffuse these oils together, you can. So you would just put in 1 or 2 drops of frankincense and 3 or 4 drops of green mandarin, and you can diffuse that throughout the day, and that'll just really help you tap in to just this lovely time of expansive awareness, creativity, and optimism that the second decan of Leo brings. All right, y'all, that is all I have. I hope that you enjoyed. So again, if you would like to schedule a reading with me, you can through my website, jamilablue.com. And also, I have a limited edition Jupiter and Gemini essential oil blend. If you are interested in this, you can always send me an email, and you can find my contact information on my website. And just let me know. I'll be able to get that to you. It's filled with all sorts of lovely, lovely oils, and it smells divine. So it's mixed specifically for Jupiter and Gemini, where Jupiter is going to be until next early summer. And it just really helps bring out expanding wonder is what it's called. So expansiveness, creativity, play, childlike wonder. So if that's something that you're interested in, shoot me a message or leave me a comment and I'll reach out to you. And we can get you connected with that. It's just so lovely. I wear it each and every day. It smells great, and it just really brings out our inner child and that play that we all so desperately want more of in our lives. Till next time, I hope you have a fantastic week ahead. Take care, y'all.